Good afternoon and welcome to the channel. It is your girl, Wonderfully Made Beauty. I am here with another video. So for tonight's dinner, we're gonna prepare something along the same lines, but a little different with a tweak. So stay tuned. I'm gonna definitely try to keep it as normal as I can. So stay tuned and I will show you the ingredients. I may not show you the full process, but I'm going to show you the ingredients and what we're making and what we are using. So for tonight's dinner, these are our ingredients. We have parsley, frozen vegetables, and we have our lime, tomato paste, and Worcestershire sauce. We have our green onion, a little bit bell pepper, onion, and the meat for tonight's dinner is ground lamb. It's a pound of ground lamb. We have our lamb. It's cooking right here. Okay. As you know, any ground meat, it renders a lot of fat. And this one renders a lot of fat because it's organic, it's natural. So it's rendering all that fat that we talked about. So we're using a paddle spoon to break the clumps down. And once that's breaking down and almost thoroughly cooked, we're gonna drain. We're gonna drain our meat and we're gonna dice our bell peppers and onions and add to our ground lamb. Over here we have our potatoes. They are about done. I'm gonna use my fork to try and see if they are as tender as I want them to be. Oh yes, perfect. The fork goes in and it slides out. So we're gonna turn our stove off on the potatoes. The potatoes are ready. So tonight you may ask, what am I making? I am making shepherd's pie. This is my pan that I'm going to use to place it in there. As I layer it, I'm going to show you the layering process. And at the end, I will show you how it is all put together. Stay tuned. But first, we want to go ahead and drain our potatoes. We don't want them to be super soft. And we're going to drain our potatoes here and put them in this bowl. We have our masher right here. We're going to use some half and half, some butter. And give me 1 minute. So we placed our potatoes in the bowl. If you're wondering which potatoes that I use, these are Yukon Gold potatoes. Okay, Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm going to let that rest in the bowl for a minute. Then I'm going to go right back to the ground lamb. So here we are. Our ground lamb is almost ready to be drained. So like my ground beef, I did the same thing. I added vinegar and a half of lime on my meat. And the reason for that is you want to stop any form of bacteria that may be on the meat that you can't see with your naked eyes. So we want to get all of that out of our meat. Okay, so our meat is all right. Try to break the pieces to make them a little smaller. They clump together, so we want to break them up a little bit more. All right, I think we're good here. So we're gonna leave this a minute to go here and cut our veggies to add to it. And later on, we're gonna add our frozen vegetables. We're gonna add our Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of tomato paste for color. We have halal, continuing the halal flavor. We have a Jerusalem seasoning that we love so much. This is made of turmeric. You can see, here's the ingredients to it. I really like it. So whenever we're making any type of ground beef or ground lamb, this goes good. I love it. Though it's a Jerusalem grill, I love it because it has just the basic seasonings that I love in my food in there. So I'll be using that. I'm also going to be using some garlic. I'm going to use some complete seasoning and a little bit of chicken seasoning for flavor. And of course, paprika. Though this has paprika, I'm just going to add just a little bit more in there. Okay, so stay tuned, guys, as I put this together, and I'll show you the layering process to the shepherd's pie. Stay tuned. So guys, we added our vegetables, our bell pepper and our onion and our green pepper to our lamb. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add some dry parsley flakes as well to the lamb. Perfect. So now we want to go ahead and we're going to continue adding our spices, onion powder, the halal seasoning, complete seasoning, some garlic powder, some chicken seasoning, and a little bit of paprika for color. And over here we have our mashed potatoes that we're working on for you. As you can see, we have our butter in there already. We have ooh, my handle is coming apart. Come on. So yeah, that's our potato, our mashed potato. So we're gonna continue working on that, and like I said, once everything is incorporated together, I'm gonna show you the layering process and we should be done. Then we're gonna pop it in the oven at 400 for 30 minutes, okay? Once your lamb starts to look like this, the veggies are thoroughly cooked, they are sweated. Now it's time to add your tomato paste and your Worcestershire sauce. While you were not looking, I added some salt and black pepper. This is my grinder, so put just a little bit for extra flavor to the meat. So we're now ready for our tomato paste and Worcestershire sauce. Then I'm gonna add the veggies to it. Okay guys, this is what we're looking like. Now we lowered our heat a little bit. Guys, at this time you would have to also add a little bit of red wine, which I do not have. So it's not gonna be made with red wine. And sometimes I would also put mushroom. I am out of mushrooms. I had salad all week long, so I put all my mushrooms in my salad, so I kind of ran out of mushrooms, but it's not gonna take away from the taste. This is gonna be just as delicious. And also some people put an egg to combine it together, but I am not using egg to combine everything. I am using cheese. Now this is my way, the way I make it. So it's still gonna taste just as good. It's not gonna miss anything. Found a big chunk right there. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna add my frozen veggies as much as I can to it. Make sure it doesn't overpass this pan here because it's not as big. And then we're gonna put it in here. And like I said, I have my oven working, the temperature going up to 400. And then we're just gonna pop it in there for about 30 minutes. It's at temperatures at 400 for 30 minutes. Okay, stay tuned. This is what we're looking like with our frozen vegetables in there. So we're just gonna give it some time so that these veggies can be defrosted. We're gonna cover it for a few minutes. This is the meat for the meat pie that we're making, aka shepherd's pie. So we're gonna take our lid and cover our pot. Let it rest in there for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Our oven is almost ready, so we're almost at the mark to put this thing together. So while I'm gone, I'm gonna shred some cheese to get that ready for layering. Stay tuned. So guys, our meat is ready. We're gonna add some cheese to it so that the meat could be combined a little bit. We had some cheese left over from yesterday. We're gonna re-shred it because you know there's liquid in here, so we want it to be able to combine together. So that's us adding our cheese, just like that. Our sharp cheddar, both the white and the orange is sharp cheddar. One is aged and one is really sharp. As you can see, it's combining together very well. I'm gonna tap our bowl over it. Right over the spoon here. All right, it's all in there now. So mix, mix, mix. Our stove is completely turned off. We don't want our meat to scorch or have any burnt taste to it. Okay, this is perfect. Let it rest. Now, we want to take our EVOO, our olive oil spray, and spray our pan like so, like that. Okay, now I'm gonna take the meat, I'm gonna transfer it in here. Not all of it, some of it. Okay, give me a minute. I have some parsley chopped over here. I have my mashed potato here that's gonna be layering on top, and I have some more shredded cheese right here in my box grater. So stay tuned. I'm gonna put all of this together and show you what I do next. So first we're gonna take the meat in here, then we're gonna take our potatoes, put it there, and on top of the mashed potatoes we're gonna add our parsley flakes. Stay tuned, guys. Part 1, meat is in the pan. We got some cheese on top, some parsley. Next we're gonna add our mashed potato. As you can tell, my bowl is empty. I have transferred it in the pan. Guys, the technique to smooth this out is not as easy at all. The secret to getting it to smooth out without any problem is getting a spoon, and you want to wet your spoon and use the back of the spoon to slowly spread it across. As you can see, I have some peek holes and you can see my sauce, but hey, that's okay. Don't have to be perfect. Okay, so next what we want to go ahead and do, we want to grab a fork, guys. We want to grab a fork, and you want to wet this fork as well as you go along to create patterns on top of it. Okay, so stay tuned. Just like that, guys. I did the first one. You want to continue right across with the second one, just like this, and you want to continue this until you have these lines on top of your pie. I'm gonna continue to do all the rest, and once it's done, I'll show you how it completely looks. Then I'm gonna add my parsley, sorry, and I'm gonna put some cheese on top, and then we're gonna pop it in the oven. So stay tuned once again, guys. All done, it should look like this. Then we're gonna put it in the oven and let it bake for about 30 minutes. And once it's done, I'll show you the final look. Okay, guys, stay tuned. Ooh, our pie is ready. It's time to come out of the oven. Our pie is done. That was the sound of the oven. I just turned it off. We took it out. Now we are letting it rest on our counter to cool down. Then we're gonna cut this. You can have this with a glass of wine, guys, and some side salad, but we're just gonna enjoy it as is, and that will be our dinner for tonight. So thank you for watching. Tune in again and see what we create, and have a blessed rest of your day. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye bye. So there you have it, guys. Our shepherd's pie I've already cut into, and we're gonna enjoy that with some cucumber coulis refresher. Bon appetit, everyone.